Do you want to impress people with a unique and authentic dish? Then indulge in this festive dessert that brings out Mexican tradition in a very sweet way.
Just yummy!
Hello everyone, today we're making a Mexican traditional dessert called capirotada. It's one of my favorites and this is my family's recipe. We get a lot of compliments on this recipe, so I'm pretty sure you're gonna love it. So let's get started. So for the ingredients, you're gonna need 5 large bolillos. You see my hand for comparison. These are Mexican style bread. You can find it at any of your local Mexican store. Okay, you're also gonna need piloncillo, that's in Spanish, but in English is brown cane sugar and it's solid. Make sure you use 8 ounces of that. And then you need around 10 cinnamon sticks. You can buy them in a packet like this or by themselves, and a cup of water. You will also need 1.5 cups of your choice of milk, 1 can of evaporated milk, and 1 can of condensed milk. You're going to need 1 cup of pecans, and then half a cup of crushed pecans. These are for topping. Since this is a traditional Mexican recipe, we're using Mexican cheeses. This is half a cup of Queso Panela, and this is half a cup of Queso Fresco. And for the last ingredient, we're using 4 large corn tortillas. For this recipe, we don't want soft bolillos, so make sure you buy your bolillos ahead of time and leave them on cover for a day or so the outside gets hard. Next step, we're going to cut our bolillos into slices. Make sure you cut your slices into 3/4 to an inch, like this thickness. Now let's repeat the process and do the same for the rest of the bolillos. Okay, we're using our Ninja Combi cooker to toast our bolillos. Make sure it's on air fry mode. Okay, we're gonna put it on bake mode, 350 for 5 minutes. It's preheating right now. Okay, as our Ninja oven is preheating, we're gonna line up our bolillos. Make sure you're putting them like facing down. Now our Ninja cooker is preheated. It's time to put our bolillos in. We just finished toasting our bread. It looks like this. Now we're gonna take it to the stove and then fry them slightly on both sides for each one. Okay, we're gonna put the bread to toast it a little bit, not for too long. We just wanted to brown it on both sides. Again, we want to make sure that the edges are golden brown, and that's how we know they're ready to go. We want to toast them till they hold their shape whenever we drown them in the milk later. Now we're gonna fry our tortillas lightly. That's it. We don't want them to get crunchy. I lightly toasted my pecans over the stove. This is an optional step. Now we're going to put them in the blender along with our milk and our evaporated milk to blend them really well. Okay, right now we are going to boil the piloncillo along with the cinnamon and the water, just to make sure the piloncillo completely melts and combines with the cinnamon. So just crushing your cinnamon sticks. make sure that you're gonna let it boil together until the piloncillo is completely melted and you start smelling the aromas of the cinnamon and the piloncillo. Okay, they've been boiling together about 7 to 8 minutes. You can even leave them for 10, but make sure it's not on high heat so the water doesn't completely evaporate. It smells delicious, the cinnamon and the piloncillo, perfect smell. Okay, I turned it off already. We're gonna let this rest for a few minutes while we move on to the next step. Okay, now we're going to bring the milk mixture that we blended with the nuts and the lechera into a boil. The lechera is the condensed milk. Okay, now that the milk is hot, we're gonna combine the cinnamon with the piloncillo. Make sure you use a strainer so the cinnamon doesn't go in there. Now we have combined the piloncillo and the cinnamon mixture with the water along with the milk. So we're just gonna let it simmer for a little bit and then we're gonna turn it off to dip our bolillos. Okay, right now we're gonna put our tortillas. This is like, that's why we have the tortillas. This is like the base of the capirotada. So right now we're ready to drown the bolillos. Make sure they're well drowned in the milk mixture. We're gonna soak them in the milk for a few seconds and then we're gonna transfer them to the tray. This is going to take about 2 layers to fill up the tray completely. So we're just repeating the process right now. We'll get to the toppings in a little bit. Okay, now we have our first layer done. We're gonna do one more layer. We're gonna add a little bit more of the milk mixture. Make sure you're soaking all of them again. Soak them if you can individually, so all of them get the extra mix evenly coated. We're gonna start by topping with our cheeses, Queso Fresco. It's up to you how much you wanna put in each layer. You can put as much as you want. And now Queso Panela. And lastly, our chopped pecans. I know this is simple, but some other recipes put other stuff like raisins or dried coconut. You're more than welcome to put that. This is what we use on this recipe. Time to start our second layer. We're repeating the same process. And it smells so good. I want to dig in already on the capirotada, but it's not quite ready yet. So we're almost there. We're almost done. We're gonna finish up again with our cheeses, Queso Fresco and Queso Panela. You can use the rest of it. Top it off, be generous with your pecans. Now we're going to cover with aluminum foil before we put in our Ninja cooker. Okay, we're gonna make sure it's on air fry again. And bake mode 350. We're gonna heat it up for 8 minutes. It's gonna preheat right now. Okay, it's nice and preheated. We're adding our capirotada. The capirotada is ready to go. Ooh, smells delicious already. Look at that. Smells absolutely amazing. Okay, now it's time for my favorite part of the recipe. Let's dig in because I'm ready to dig in. That's yummy. Okay, we're ready.